Hello and welcome to another video. So this one's a bit different. I have very nearly finished my current bullet journal. This is my third one now, I think, and I'm going to, I need to start setting up my next one. So this one is kind of very full, as you can see. I love kind of the look down the edge. You can see, look, all full up, very well used. I managed to fit 4 months in this journal. In my previous 2, I've managed to get 5, but then I have been using 2 or 3 weeks per weekly in this one, and in my previous one I was only using one page per weekly. So, you know, that's where the pages have gone. So I only have a few pages left. I got enough for next week's weekly, so that'll be 1, 2, 3 for that, and then I got a couple of pages to kind of organise like a moving spread and stuff ready for my next journal. But there's no way that I'm going to get October in there too. There just isn't enough space. So I have a new journal, and surprise, surprise, it is exactly the same. It's another Scribbles That Matter in the yellow. I love Scribbles That Matter. I have a dingbat currently for my work journal, and it's great. I really like it. Paper's nice, the features are quite nice, but the paper's quite a bit kind of darker than what Scribbles That Matter is, and I don't like bright white paper. I do like it to be a bit creamy, but the dingbats is just a little bit too far for me. It's a little bit too creamy. So another journal, another yellow one. Got a mark on it already. I love yellow. Yellow is my favourite colour. It will always be my favourite colour. I am obsessed, as you may have known or gathered. So a few months ago, must have been about 5 months ago, I think I ordered this one, and at the time Scribbles That Matter kind of very rarely had the yellow ones in, so to make sure that I had enough to get me through the year, I actually ordered 2 at the same time to make sure that I would have enough. Now that they got their new website, they seem to have them really well stocked, so I'm not going to panic buy anymore. I think I'll be okay. So let's take this all out, and it should be exactly the same as my last one. So you've got your front page. I don't know that I did anything with that one on this one. Yeah, I mean, I do fill it in with my email address, but I tend to use it to stick photos and die cuts and bits and pieces in, postcards. So I don't draw really on this page. Same with this one, I tend to stick photos on. Again, I think I've got pictures of the girls on those, yeah, pictures of the girls on those pages. And then we go into the index and the key. I always jot my key down, but I know my key off by heart, like my symbols, so I don't really need the key page. I might stick something over that one this time. And the index, I do use the index. I'm not great at remembering to record it each time, but I do use the index, and more so in my work one, it's more important. I find it a lot more useful where I've jotted notes down somewhere and I need to go back and find them, and it's a lot easier when you've got them noted down in your index. So you get your index, and then what I will do is I will probably leave the first page blank. I always do this. I've done it in this one as well. I've left it blank, and I don't really know why I leave it blank and why I don't fill it in straight from the start, other than maybe I find it a bit daunting to kind of be faced with that first page and having to make sure that it looks great. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to name each journal, and just do this as like a cover page for that particular journal. So same with this one, I'll just leave this one blank for the time being, and I'll fill it in later on. And then it'll be future log, and like my yearly trackers, it's like period tracker and Instagram, probably films to watch, and my last podcast on the left tracker. I'm working my way through. TV series trackers, and I think that's probably it for the beginning pages. Oh yeah, I'll show you what I've got at the start of this one, so you can see. You see that I'm not very good at filling out my index. There's that blank page. My future log. I like to keep it really simple, so it doesn't become too complicated. Future log. And then there's this page. I love this page. It's not as filled in this time round as what I did last time. Last time it was kind of chock-a-block with bits and pieces. This is all the funny things that my girls say and do, and it's not necessarily always hilarious, but it's like little bits and pieces that they picked up. Maybe they mispronounced things, or they just started saying a strange turn of phrase and things. So we got like Aria's first day at school, and she has this phrase where she'll come up to you and say, "I have an idea," and you know, again, I've jotted that down. I colour code them as well, although I need to code these ones off. Pink is Aria and orange is Leela. Don't know why, it's just always been that way. Then I have period tracker, Instagram, and then my last podcast on the left tracker. I need to fill in the last few episodes. I've been listening to these later ones, so I need to cross some of these off. But I've got loads of early ones to listen to. Films to see. Again, I haven't got too many, so what I might do is I might reduce this down to just one page in my next journal. TV shows. I have started doing, the reason why this isn't completely fill out this on this page is because I've started doing a tracker for a particular TV show, because, for example, where I've been binge watching Netflix, it makes more sense to have like a TV show all in one tracker rather than doing it season by season, and in that way I can keep track of where I've watched. And like American Horror Story, I re-watched seasons because I've seen them all before, but with the new season coming out, I've re-watched some, so I knew where I was, because I know it's all to do with Murder House and Coven this time. But it seems silly to put those individual seasons in when actually I'll go back and I'll rewatch the whole lot. So I think once I've done the TV shows, yeah, it goes straight into June then. So there isn't that much that I need to do to set up this time round. And what I will do is I will pause this now, and I will come back to it, and I will show you my setup for the beginning of the journal. I'm not sure that I will necessarily record all of it, but I'll definitely show some of you some of it, how I set it all up. Okay, so I think I've finished setting everything up. I've just stuck a photo in of my family at the front. I always stick photos in because it's nice to open up your book and see people that you love. I'll fill in this bit later. Same with the bullet code and the index. This will be the front page of my journal, but I don't tend to fill that or complete that until the very end. So here we go, here we start. This is my future log. I've gone for a Twilight Zone future log. It seemed to work quite nicely with this month's theme in particular, which is Halloween movies that I like to watch. But also it kind of links quite nicely with the idea that you never quite know what you're going to get. And then this is the scary door, which is the Futurama equivalent. If you've ever seen Futurama, my daughter Leela is actually named after a character from Futurama. So this is their take on it, the scary door. Then we go into things they say and things they do, which is all about my girls. And I have a wonderful photo. I'm just going to stick in there of them all dressed up. And then in here I just jot down things that they say that are funny, or things that they might have learnt, and same with the things they do, things that might be new to them that they've done, funny things that they've come up with. It's just a nice spread to look back on. Then I've got my films to see. In my last journal I had this as a double page spread, but actually I barely used it because there weren't that many films that I was really desperate to see. The reason I made it in the first place was because we listened to a podcast, Kermode and Mayo, and they have a film review. The whole podcast is a film review. It's really good. But we'd listen to the podcast and then forget what we'd listened to that we wanted to watch. So my husband asked me to make a list so that we could keep track of what the films were that we wanted to see. But we haven't really, well, I haven't really been listening to the podcast much lately. I've been listening to different podcasts. And so I haven't had it much to fill it in with. This is not the best tool to cut. There we go. So, films to see. Then my TV show tracker. This will just be series of TV shows that I like to watch, rather than like when I binge watch something. When I binge watch something, I tend to do a whole layout just for that TV show, so I can see where I've got up to. So this will be kind of those recurring series that come out, and I can jot in a season that I'm on. Then we have Instagram. It's the same tracker as what I've used for the past 3 or 4, I think. It's a download in my Etsy shop. You just fill in the numbers as you need. I've obviously added some grey to mine, and yours will just be the black outline, but you could add any colour that you liked. And then when I hit that number, I just colour it in. Period tracker, and I'll just catch this back up to where I got to in my last one. I've extended it. I only went up to December in my last journal, so it would fit in a year. So we got up to October, so I want to fill in the rest of the year, but I will still have, I'll probably get October, November, December, I'll probably get up to January in this journal, so it makes sense to kind of continue. And then what will happen is in the one after this one, I'll just start from the January again and keep working through. This is my last podcast on the left tracker. This is a podcast I listen to every day on my way to work and on the way back from work. I've listened to quite a few of them now. My husband likes it too, so when we're in the car together we'll listen to it as well. But I haven't ticked off the ones that I've listened to already, but there's quite a few that I need to listen to and catch up on, and then I've got space to add in new episodes as they come out, and if I need to, then I'll just start on another page later on in the journal. And then this is a new spread, so this is a master meal plan. We tend to eat the same meals each week, bar, takeaway or something different that we have had in the past that we haven't used for a while. So for the shopping list, I've just kind of jotted down all the things that we need to make that meal, and then we can work out what we have and what we don't have when we do our grocery shop, because we tend to do it online, so it makes it easier. So I've done that, and then this will be my October spread, and I'm going for my favourite Halloween movies. So my first page, I don't know if you can see it, I've outlined it already, is Scream, and then I'm going to do Poltergeist, Gratitude, Nightmare Before Christmas, My Habits, and then I'm not sure on the rest. That's as far as I've planned, but I need to get cracking because it's nearly October. So there we go, there's my new journal, all ready to go. My next video will probably be my October setup, and the spreads I make for that will then go up in my Etsy shop as well, so you can check those out. Thank you very much for watching. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!